Hello friends, welcome to Shiksharthi. In this video, we'll be solving questions from exercise 4.2 on quadratic equations. So let's start. Now before we start, if you have seen my earlier videos, this is the snapshot. When I say this is the snapshot, I am basically talking about a quadratic equation, expression, simultaneously zeros of the quadratic equation, or the roots or the x-intercepts, and here I am talking about the roots as well. Now these roots can be written in the form of factors of a quadratic expression as well. So we'll be using only these concepts while solving the questions. So let's start off with exercise 4.2 question number 1, which says find the roots of this quadratic equation by factorization. And we know how do we factorize? We factorize a quadratic equation as a times of x minus alpha into x minus beta is equal to a 0, wherein the factors are x minus alpha. So I can just substitute the value of alpha and beta from here to factorize it. Correct? Okay. Now the very first thing that we need to do is just identify the value of the leading coefficient, trailing coefficient and the intermediate coefficient. Let us talk about the coefficients of the various powers of x. So I am comparing this equation with this equation, wherein I will be able to say that the value of a is 1 here, right? The value of b is minus 3 and the value of c here is minus 10. I would advise that whenever you are writing, please write down the value of minus b now. So I can write down the minus b value as plus 3 and c becomes equal to minus 10. So this is the value that we are going to use. And we know that one of the roots or the zeros here is alpha, which can be written as minus b minus root delta. So even before we write this, we need to calculate the value of delta. So which I am calculating in this space. So what is delta here? Delta. So once you get the value of a, b, c, you can always calculate the value of delta, which is b square minus 4ac. So how much is b square here? 3 square is 9 minus 4ac. So minus 4 into minus 10, which is plus 40 into 1. That means the value of delta comes out to be a 49. Okay. So can we substitute the value here? Yes. Minus b is 3 minus root of delta. So if delta is equal to a 49, root of delta becomes equal to, this can be written as 7 square. So root of delta becomes equal to a 7 square root, which is 7. Right? Can we use the value here? Of course. So minus 7, minus 3, minus 7 upon 2a. So can I say this is minus 2? Okay. What is the value of beta? We need to calculate that. So you can use this as a lemma. Lemma is already an established thing, which is, let's say, a theorem or whatsoever, a byproduct of a theorem. You can just use it as a lemma. Okay. So now minus b is 3. 3 plus 7 divided by 2 gives me 5. Okay. So now I need to factorize this quadratic expression. Now if I see, is the question that has been given here, is it correct or not? I had to equate it to a 0. Otherwise it becomes a quadratic expression. But nonetheless, so one is I need to write it like, a times of x minus alpha. So x minus alpha is minus 2 times of x minus beta, which is 5, is equal to a 0. What is the value of a from here? The value of a from here is a 1. I'm just drawing a line here. So rewriting this equation, can I say, so substituting the value of a as 1, I'm just writing it here. Can I say this is nothing but x plus 2 into x minus 5 is equal to a 0? Yes. Right? Okay. Let's go ahead. Now talking about this question. So again we will do the same. We will say that a is equal to 2, b is equal to plus 1, c is equal to minus 6. As suggested, take the value of a as it is, then write minus b. which is equal to minus 1, and then you can write down the value of c as minus 6. Thereafter you need to calculate the value of delta. You know delta is equal to a b square minus 4ac. So now how much is b square? 1 minus 4ac is just like saying minus 4 into minus 6 into 2, which is just like saying 1. How much is 4 into 6? 24 into 2, 48. So this again comes out to be a 49 as we had got here. Can we calculate the value of root of delta? Yes, root of delta is a 7 square under root, which comes out to be a 7. So can we just substitute their values? Let's see. So we know that one of the roots here is alpha is equal to minus b minus root delta upon 2a. So how much is the value of minus b? Minus 1 minus 7 upon 2. So this comes out to be minus 8 divided by 4. Minus 8 divided by 2, which is equal to minus 4. And the value of beta here is minus b plus root delta upon 2a, which will be nothing but minus 1 plus 7 upon 2, which can be written as, now 7 minus 1 is 6, 6 divided by 2 is a 3. So now we know how to write down the equation. So what is the value of a here? 2. So can I say this will be 2 times of x minus alpha. So x minus of minus 4 is plus 4 times of what? So okay, so we did a mistake here. Now what is the mistake that we did here? The value of a here is not equal to 1, it is a 2. So from here you will be able to say this is a 4. So this becomes minus 2. In that case this also becomes 4. So this becomes 7 minus 1 divided by 4 is nothing but 3 by 2. Okay, so what is the change here? The change here is x minus of minus 2 is x plus 2, and here it is x minus 3 by 2. Now if you wish, we can just multiply a 2 from here and then we can get the answer. So when we are multiplying a 2 from here, can I write this as 2x minus 3 upon 2? So which is just like saying x plus 2 into 2x minus 3 is equal to a 0. This is the final answer that you get. So here this was the final answer that you got eventually, and here this is the final answer that you are getting eventually. Okay, coming down to the next equation, which is question number 3. So here also I am just drawing a line so that we could have calculated the value of delta on the right hand side. There is no specific reason, it is just like I am just trying to segregate. Okay, what is the value of a from here? The value of a here is root 2. What is the value of b? b is equal to 7. c is equal to 5 root 2. As suggested, take the value of minus b. So in that case minus b becomes equal to minus 7 and c as it is 5 root 2. Now we need to get the value of delta. We know that delta is equal to a b square minus 4ac. Okay, how much is a b square? 7 square is a 49 minus 4 into a, which is root 2, into 5 root 2. How much is root 2 into root 2? Root 2 into root 2 is 2. So 2 into 5, 10, 10 into 4, 40. So can I say delta is equal to a 49 minus 40, which is equal to a 9. What is the value of root delta? Root delta in that case becomes equal to root of 9, which is 3. Okay, now we can use this value. We know that the value of alpha here is minus b minus root delta upon 2a. Now in this case, what is the value of minus b? Minus 7 minus root delta, which is 3, divided by root 2. Multiplying, then you can rationalize the denominator. So this comes out to be minus 10. I multiply the numerator and denominator both by root 2. So in that case root 2 into root 2 becomes 2, and this becomes minus 5 root 2. Okay, calculating the value of beta from here, which is just like saying minus b plus root of delta upon 2a, which is minus 7 plus 3 upon, okay, so again we made a mistake here. What is the mistake that we made here? We just wrote the value of a here, wherein we had to write it as 2a. So what is the value of 2 here? A here, 2 root 2. So in that case this will be further multiplied by a 2, which is just like saying minus 5 by root 2 into 2. Now my suggestion here is, instead of writing it like this, let the denominator remain in the surd format only. So can I say this answer can be written as minus 5 by root 2, and then talking about this, so this is minus 3 plus, minus 7 plus 4 is minus 7 plus 3 is equal to a minus 4. Minus 4 divided by 2 is minus 2. Now we need to write down the equation. So the equation here becomes what? A times of, so we'll be writing the equation as root 2 times of x minus alpha, which in this case becomes x plus 5 by root 2, into x minus beta, which in this case becomes x plus root 2, x plus 2 by root 2 is equal to a 0. If you wish, you can leave it like this, or if you want to expand further, so what you can do here is you can say this is root 2 x root 2 plus 5 x root 2 plus 2, this is equal to a 0, and we finally divided it by a 2. Why we divided by a 2 was because this is root 2 into root 2 is a 2. Now eventually if you want to write it finally, you want to remove this root 2 from here, so you could have multiplied the root 2 inside and let the denominator remain in the rationalized format. Okay, last question number 4 of subpart 4 of question number 1. So in this case, can I say that the value of a is 2? Now I am directly writing down the value of minus b as 1. Okay, b is equal to minus 1, so minus b becomes equal to 1, c becomes equal to 1 by 8. So we need to calculate the value of delta from here. The value of delta here is b square minus 4ac. So how much is b square from here? 1 minus 4 into 2 into 1 by 8, which is just like saying what? This is 4 into 2, 8 divided by 8 is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. So the moment since you have gone through my earlier videos in which we have already talked about, if delta is equal to a 0, in that case you will be getting both the roots as equal, and if delta is equal to a 0, had delta been greater than 0, in that case you are getting real and unequal roots. So in this case you will be getting real roots. So, and both the roots would be real and equal roots is what you are going to get from here. So can I say alpha will be what? So I'll say this is nothing but minus b plus root delta upon 2a. So this in any case becomes minus b by 2a only, both the roots. So this will be the value of beta also as discussed. The moment delta becomes equal to a 0, in that case alpha becomes equal to a beta is equal to minus b by 2a. That means the numerical value of both the roots will be minus b by 2a when both the roots are equal. Okay, so can we just use this? So now, so what is minus b by 2a? We know that alpha now is equal to beta is equal to minus b is 1 divided by 2a, which is 4. So which is just like saying, now a, what is the value of a from here? Into x minus 1 by 4 into x minus 1 by 4, which is just like saying twice of x minus 1 by 4 whole square. So you have factorized it. So which are the two factors here? The two factors here are x minus 4 into x minus 1 by 4 into x minus 1 by 4. Okay, let's move on to subpart 5. So talking about subpart 5, the equation says 100x square minus 20x plus 1 is equal to a 0. Now in this case, let us identify the value of a is 100, minus b is equal to a 20, and the value of c here is plus 1, which we could have written it as 1 only. Now can I find out the value of delta from here? Yes, delta is b square minus 4ac, which is just like saying 20 whole square is a 400 minus 4ac, which is again a 400, which is equal to a 0. So this question is more or less a similar kind of a question to subpart 4, wherein we were getting the value of delta I equal to a 0. Okay, now in that case we will be able to say that both the roots are real and equal, and the numerical value of the roots would be minus b by 2a. So how much is minus b? 20, and how much is the value of 2a? 2 into 100, which is just like saying 1 by 10. So can I say now a times of x minus alpha whole square is equal to a 0? This is the way in which I would be writing the equation, since both the roots are equal. So what is the value of a? The value of a here is 100 what is the value of x minus alpha, which becomes minus 1 by 10 whole square, right? So now this is simply a quadratic equation. The moment I equate it to a 0, that means it is a quadratic equation, and we have solved this with the help of factorization, but here we are using the Sridharacharya rule. Okay, let's move on to question number 3 directly, because question number 2 is nothing but example 1. So let us talk about question number 3 and then we talk about other questions. Okay, so question number 3 talks about find the numbers whose sum is 27 and the product is 182. There are quite many ways of doing this question. One is we can do it by iteration, which is hit and trial, general language. The exact language here would be try out the question and hit to the correct answer. That is the second way. Third way is we can make it as a perfect square and then we can solve it. But first we will just talk about the basic way, and the basic way here is, now this is a quadratic expression. How do I write down the quadratic expression? Whose sum is given to us, if you recall. This is what we had talked about in our videos on theory. Okay, now once I know this and the sum is given to you as, is the value of a given to you? No, the value of a is not given to you here, but in that case I can, since I know that a is a non-zero term, so I divided by 0 and eventually I could have written it like this is x square minus 27x plus the product, which is 182, equal to a 0. Had it been if I had to express this information in terms of a quadratic expression, then I can't remove a 0, right? Because then I cannot equate it to anything. I would have written it like this is a times of x square minus 27x plus 182, bracket close. Since it is a quadratic equation, I made it in terms of a quadratic equation, which is why I divided it by a non-zero term and wrote it as 0. Now, can I solve this now? Now you have the value of a as 1, b minus b is 27, c is 182. Okay, so now can I find out the value of delta? Delta is nothing but b square minus 4ac. So b square is 27 square. So 27 square is a 729 minus 4 into 1 into this. So 4 into 2 is 8 and 4 into 18 is 72. So this comes out to be a 1. Now delta is positive and non-zero means what? Real unequal roots. Okay, so let me find out the first root here. So the first root here is delta is equal to minus b minus root delta upon 2a. What is the value of minus b? 27 minus 1 divided by 2a. So this comes out to be a 13. This is the best way of factorizing and solving it. Please do not split the middle term, because then you have to guess how do you split it into. Here there is no guessing. You just have to follow a system, and it's a systematic approach. So 27 plus 1 divided by 2 gives me 14. So what are the two numbers here? 13 and 14 is what you get. Let's move on to question number 4. So question number 4 says find two positive integers such that the sum of their squares is 365. Okay, let the positive integers be equal to x and x plus 1. So in that case, what are we saying? We are saying x square plus x plus 1 whole square is equal to a 365. Can we solve this? This is just like saying 2x square plus 2x plus 1, that means minus 364 becomes equal to a 0. In that case, finally we get x square plus x minus 182. Incidentally, this question is the same because few minutes back only we talked about something here. So let's see how do we get this answer. So does it say positive integer, the sum, find two consecutive positive integers. So mind it says find two consecutive. So which is why we had taken it as x and x plus 1. Okay. Now can we solve this? Yes, the value of a here is 1, the value of minus b is equal to minus 1, and the value of c here is minus 182. Okay. What is delta here? Delta is nothing but b square minus 4ac. So b square is 1 plus 4 into 2, 728. This is 729. How much is the value of root of delta from here? So the value of root of delta from here is 27. So once we get the value of root of delta, now can we get the roots? One root is minus b minus root delta upon 2a, which is just like saying minus 1 minus 27 divided by 2a, which is 2. So this comes out to be how much? Minus 14. And the other root comes out to be minus b plus root delta upon 2a, which is just like saying minus 1 plus 27 upon 2, which you get it as 13. Now since we are talking about positive integers, we have to exclude this and we include this only. In that case, we are talking about one positive integer as 13 and the other as 13 plus 1. The sum of their squares should be equal to a 365. So you can just check out the answer. How much is 13 square? And then you add it to a 14 square. So 13 square is a 169 plus a 14 square, which is 196. And this should come out to be a 365, which it comes out to be. Let's move on to the next question, which is question number 5. So talking about question number 5, it says the altitude of a right angle triangle is 7 less than its base. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, find the other two sides. Now since you have been practicing Pythagoras theorem geometry a lot, from here you could have even guessed the answer that we are talking about a 5, 12, 13. But it becomes very easy. I mean, you become really confident once you know the answer. You could have guessed the correct answer, and now it is just a mere formality of solving a subjective question. Okay, so let's draw the diagram here. The diagram says the hypotenuse is how much? 13 centimeter. And the altitude of a right angle triangle is 7 less than its base. So had the base been b centimeters, in that case the altitude becomes b minus 7 centimeters. So let's apply Pythagoras theorem from here, which says a 13 square is equal to a b square plus b minus 7 whole square, which is just like saying 169 is equal to a 2b square minus 14b plus a 49. Right? When we solve further, we'll be able to say that this is 2b square minus 14b minus 120, which gives me a 0. Solving this further, we'll be able to say b square minus 7b minus 60 is equal to a 0. Let's see whether we have solved it correctly or not. So 13 square is equal to a b square plus b minus 7 whole square. B minus 7 whole square, this is b square plus b square, which makes it 2b square minus 14b plus 49. So 2b square minus 14b. This comes on this hand side, which makes it this. So b square minus 7b minus. So from here, can I say a is equal to a 1 minus b is equal to a 7 and c is equal to a 6 minus 60. We just need to calculate the value of delta from here, which is b square minus 4ac, which means we are talking about a 49 minus, so into 240. I mean, this becomes 240, which is just like saying 289. So how much is the value of root of delta? Root of delta comes out to be a root of 289, which is a 17. From here, can I get the value of delta? I mean, delta we have already got. Can I get the value of alpha, which is minus b minus root delta upon 2a, which is just like saying minus b is 7 minus 17 divided by 2a, which comes out to be minus 5. And the other value here is beta, which is nothing but minus b plus root of delta upon 2a, which is just like saying 7 plus 17 upon 2. So this is 24 divided by 2 is how much? 12. You can't get a negative side. So you got the value of b here as 12 centimeter. So in that case, so if b is 12 centimeters, in that case the perpendicular, which was b minus 7, becomes how much? 5 centimeters. So you already know the answer. This was just a mere formality. Okay, let's move on to question number 6. Talking about question number 6. So I'll read out the question for you. The question says a cottage industry produces a certain number of pottery articles in a day. It was observed on a particular day that the cost of production of each article in rupees was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day. Okay, so before I go ahead, let the number of articles produced on that day be equal to X. In that case, their cost of production per article is given to you as, it says on that day the cost of production of each article. So either I say per, or I can say the cost of production for each article was 3 more than twice the number of articles produced on that day, and the cost is always in rupees as given. So can we calculate the total cost of production on that day? So the total cost of production will be nothing but the cost of each article multiplied with the total number of articles produced on that day, which is nothing but X into 2X plus 3 rupees, and that is given to you as 90 rupees. So can I say X into 2X plus 3 rupees is equal to 90 rupees? So rupees they get cancelled out, and eventually I get an equation like 2x square plus 3x minus 90 is equal to 0. So the value of A here is 2, the value of B here is 3, and the value of C here is minus 90. Okay, what is the value of delta? Delta is nothing but B square minus 4AC. So this is just like saying B square is a 9 plus, why plus? Because 4 minus 4 into minus 90 is 360. 360 into 2 is 720. So this comes out to be a 729. In that case, the value of root of delta comes out to be a 27. Okay. So now let us calculate the value of alpha. So we know that the value of alpha is minus b minus root delta upon 2a, which can be written as, how much is the value of minus b? Okay. So the value of minus b can be written as minus 3. So minus 3 minus 27 upon 2a, which is 4, is just like saying minus 30 upon 4, which is also, this can also be understood as minus 15 by 2 rupees. You know rupees cannot be negative, so you'll have to neglect this value, this root. The other root here is minus b plus root of delta upon 2a, which has to be understood as minus 3 plus 27 divided by 4, which is just like saying 24 divided by 4, which is just like saying 6 rupees. So what is the cost of the articles? Is it 6 rupees? No. This is the mistake that I have done here. So the value of X here was the count of articles. So let us say the total number of articles that were produced were X, right? And what is the value of X that we get from here? Let's say 6. And what is the rupees that we get from here? We get it as 15 rupees. Now 15 rupees into 6 rupees makes it 90 rupees on that day. Right? This is what it says. So find the number of articles produced and the cost of each article. The cost of each article here is 15 rupees, and the number of articles which are produced here are 6 articles. If you feel that this video is really knowledgeable and it gives you a complete and correct solution for the questions that we have solved here, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. If you have already done so, click on the bell icon and select all so that you get regular updates from us. If you want us to do some videos on specific topics or difficult topics, put it in the comment section so that we can do it for you. Thank you so much. Until next we meet, goodbye.